Hello, dear students. Today we are going to start the remaining portion of physical and chemical changes. Before that, we will see some review of last session. In the last session, we have studied about the what is mean by the physical changes, its definition and some in details examples. Along with that, we have studied about the definition of chemical change and their respective examples and how the changes which takes place in our day-to-day life they are actually related to the physical and chemical ones, but we don't know those actual which one is chemical and physical. But in the last session we have got all the clarification about which one is called as a physical and which one is called as a chemical. Physical means which is actually in appearance, which get destructs and damaged, and it can again take its original size shape, is it? So such a changes is known as physical change, is it? The chemical one means with the change in which the interference of chemical composition will be takes place, means some disturbance or some substances which undergoes the changes in their chemical compositions. So those type of changes are nothing but the chemicals one. We have seen the examples, is it? So along with that we have seen some changes related to the chemicals, okay, inside our body. In case of digestive system, while taking food materials for the eating purpose inside our body, what type of a changes can be takes place? Those are nothing but the chemicals one, because our food materials are consisting of lots of chemicals, is it? With the help of the digestive systems enzymes, which are the chemical, or we called it as an enzyme, and that whole process when takes place some reaction, those known as a chemical reactions. So that's why the digestive systems also carried out the chemical changes. So whatever the changes takes place in our body, those are also the chemical ones. So in this session we are going to study about the rusting remaining portion, like rusting, how the rust can be done on iron like things, is it, the metals, that is also called as a corrosion. So and one more important thing is that what is mean by the galvanization, what is mean by the crystallization. These words are just difficult for you or just new for you, but we will see there's in simple definitions and examples so you can easily understand. So we will move towards our topic, rusting. What is mean by the rusting? When a substance made up of a iron. So what happens, especially the rusting happens to iron substances or the metals like iron. When a substance made up of iron are exposed to oxygen and moisture in the atmosphere, it forms a layer which is called as rust. So in simply you can see in image, is it, the metals chain is there, is it, which is made up of iron. So you can see the reddish brownish color is there on the chain, giant chain. So why it has happened? Initially it was like looking like a metal or stainless steel like, is it? But after it come in contact with, or when it was in exposed to the oxygen and moisture means nothing but a water content. For example, like it may be exposed to continuously rain, sometime rains, is it, uneven rainfall, or continuous exposed to oxygen, is it, means in the atmosphere without any covering it has got exposed, is it? So what happens due to that? When the substance made up of an ion, it will be get exposed to oxygen and moisture in the atmosphere, it forms a red colored layer which is called as the rust. So in the last session also I have given example in case of metallic oxide, is it? So whatever the things which are rolled gold, isn't, the jewelry which we used to wear, is it, if it not a pure one gold or pure um, silver, if it will not be like that. So what happens, as the time goes it will becomes a blackish greenish layer on them, is it, because of only those are mixed up with of any other metals which are not a gold or silver, but they have composed as a gold. But when we can identify it is not pure gold or silver, as the time goes we can identify that some layers are coming on them. So those layers are nothing but a, why happened, because of they came in contact with the oxygen and the moisture. Obviously if we are wearing or using it in day to daily life, it means that they we used to take a bath, we used to do our hand wash, face wash, so continuously may it come in contact with water and oxygen, is it, so obviously it will create a one layer, so that is called as a rust. So here a good example of the iron, that is just I have shown in the image, that is a, in case of a chain, it not only in case of a chain, the whichever the materials are made up of the iron, those undergoes the rusting. Okay, next one chemical reaction has given here just to show that the chemical formula of a rust how it can be developed. So see, by iron plus oxygen molecule, okay, when just the as the definition the formula is the same one here, when the iron come in contact with the oxygen it will leads to a rust. So what is the chemical formula for the rust, that is Fe2O3, 2Fe2O3, so Fe2O3 and H2O, so this is the chemical formula for the rust. So if the more will be the moisture in the air, then the quicker will be the rust. So what you have to keep in mind, the definition and its a chemical formula, how it forms rust, by the combination of or getting exposed the iron to the oxygen and the moisture. So moisture is nothing but if the any water droplets will be there in the nature or in the atmosphere, then the rust can be occurs soon. Next, one more like rusting, the process which happens, which can we do, okay, just to prevent the rusting and all, is it, so galvanization, what is mean by the galvanization, it is the process of depositing zinc on the surface of iron to prevent a rusting. So this is one good example or the one process, or we can say a best method to prevent a rusting, is it. Now we have understood why the rust happens, due to the exposing into the environment. But to avoid such a things, what can we do? We undergoes the galvanization process. So galvanization, in this process what happens? They used to be apply or deposit a zinc on the surface of iron. So that what happens? It will be prevent a rusting for a longer time. So this process is called as a galvanization process. So this is mostly happens in a large scale where the actually the iron material is going to be made, is it. So here the examples like iron, water pipes, ships, so are galvanized, which are the biggest thing, which are mostly prepared from the or made from the iron only, is it, and those are going to be used for the big purpose, is it. So those are undergoes a galvanization process. So see, one example of a ship I can give you, due to the presence of a salt in a seawater, we know that ship always present and inside the in the middle of a water, is it, or the ocean, sea, whatever you can call. So due to the presence of salt in the seawater, the process of rusting is increases more. So due to the continuous in contact with the moisture, so water, the seawater is nothing but consisting of a salt and water moisture, is it. So due to that, and water again consisting of oxygen also, so because of that continuous exposing of that ship whole structure, is it. So what happens, the rusting can be happens very soon. Because of that, the galvanization can be done on the ship. So hence the ships needs to replace their iron body every year. So because of that, the iron body need to be replaced every year if the galvanization will not be happen. So it's better that it should undergoes the galvanization process. Okay, the next is, that is crystallization. It is a one process. So what is that? It is a process of separation of salt from their solution. So the process of separation of a salts from their solution is called as a crystallization. It is actually a purification process, guys. If suppose we know that a sea water, if we are going to be used, it should be a purified, it should be a treated one, is it? Because the salt concentration is more in a coastal area, is it? So we cannot drink such a type of a water. That's why this process of crystallization mostly used in the purification. So it is a purification technique that purifies the seawater or separates the crystals from the impure sample. So what happens here? The purification technique happens in case of the seawater, and it separates the crystals. Crystals are nothing but the stones like substances, okay, like a salt which is in impure form, okay, that we utilize for our eating purpose, that is a purified one, but which is occurs or available on the or obtained on the sea coastal, that is a impure one, that is in the form of a crystal. Okay, so it is a separates the crystals, is it, from the impure samples, and it is a physical change. So see guys, what is this? It's not a chemical change. We are not using any of the chemicals to separate the salt, is it? We are only separating the salt which is originally present there, is it? That's why it is a physical. So in case of a sea, or suppose in the laboratory, okay, you are doing some experiment, in that case also you have to undergo the crystallization process. So what can you do? So in the image you can see, is it? So the crystallization process or the machine will be there. What you have to do, you have to just dip uh, a rod, a glass rod inside that solution, and as the crystallized that machine will be continuously rotate, the salt will be attached to that glass rod. Okay, so this is the good example or good process to separate the salt from impure samples. Okay, so the sample can be get purified in such a cases if we remove or separate the crystals, is it? So it is difficult to remove out the crystals, guys, is it? The salt which we use for our eating purpose, that is a pure one, is it? If we can mix up with anything, any solid or the liquid substance, we cannot regain it, is it? Why? Because it will get dissolved and it is a in pure form. If it will be an impure and it is in a crystal form, then we can separate it, is it? So the separation or the purification technique is done by the crystallization method to avoid rusting from iron metal. The galvanization process can be done by using or depositing the zinc on the surface of the iron like a covering on their surface, is it? So these are good examples like iron water pipes or the sea or the ships, is it? So in this chapter we have learned about the physical chemical changes, how it occurs and how undergoes different things in our day to daily lives under these things, is it? And at the large scale, how the rusting can be avoided by using a galvanization, and how the purification can be done by the crystallization. So these were actually to show the chemical changes which are and physical changes which are. In the last session we have studied in day to day our life what happens. In this session we have studied how the large scale procedures undergoes the physical and chemical changes. The crystallization one is undergoes a physical one just to separate out, because we are not using any chemicals in it. But in a galvanization process, we have used chemicals like a zinc. Is it? That is also one element chemical we are using on the iron. It means that it will be mixed up with that iron for a longer time and it will avoid the rust. It means it's a chemical change. But a crystallization is a physical change, no any interfering. We are just separating it. Is it? So in this chapter we have learned the chemical and physical change. How can you identify? Physical means just to by the appearance, and you can separate it and you can reversible originate, you can lead it to its original position also. But in case of a chemical, if you interfere once, you cannot regain or reverse it. So this was about this physical and chemical change chapter. In the next session we will come up with one more new chapter. So for any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me anytime. Thank you.